No, that's just a sandwall. What's going on?
Yes, I know. I'm incredible.
Oh, it's down there.
I challenge you.
I need you to hit things again.
Hey, is everyone all right?
Bum, 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 bum. Very dramatic music going on right now. Ah.
Are we ready for this?
Oh shit, I think we got killed by this last time. Welcome back. I'm glad the AI knows how to play the game. This particular team is my healing team, which I did get beaten by a boss earlier, so I needed to develop a strategy.
No, I can't die here.
Though, it's not perfect. Oh, no, that's a healing spell. Yeah, this harpy is still quite strong. I hate the one that makes it immune to changing. Nope, I don't actually know what affects that, but it's really annoying. Let me just switch him out. Oh, his bird is about to die. He'd really love to swap.
Enough waiting.
Yeah.
I refuse to fall here.
So yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. So obviously, real life pirates didn't look anything like this. I think it's like Disney and that famous pirate film, Treasure Island. But I love the aesthetic. I'd like to know the etymology of why that clothing was chosen. I especially like this. I really do like his costume and his costume as well. This is awesome. I'm guessing, you know, pirate means different things in Japanese culture as well. 'Cause I assume this is what a pirate looks like somewhere. And this is clearly supposed to be a Viking, but he's got a pirate hat on, even though I guess I chose the hat. Yeah. Oh yes. It's 11 o'clock for me. Very dramatic music is playing. It's not the way to go, John. I'm not going to be able to get into a shop because of the malevolence. I don't know if I'm going forwards or backwards. There's a save point over there, so... though... vitally important that I get this rosemary. There we go. Leave me alone, Naga! Okay, they're not dead, that's good. Probably just the waves. Probably not a good time to play cards. Pick up some baubles before I continue on to the quest. Doing quite good. Oh, hang on, there was a bauble. Was there a bauble just around here? Or was that a different one? That's clearly underneath. Yeah, the game really wants me to get on with this dramatic plot point, doesn't it? Find me some stairs. Ooh. Chicken strip sounds good. Need to figure out my food for tomorrow. Is it the wrong level? Ah, down here. Yeah, the game wants me to really dramatically be somewhere. Ooh. Now, Aldi's I know. I'll try walking up from a different bit, I guess. Where is it? Oh, hang on. Does it just want me to leave? Why is there an exclamation? Oh, this is the exclamation mark I couldn't find before. Right then, we're just going to leave. Which does actually require me to be on the steps. Huh. We've got, hang on, I need to go to that store. I can't remember the difference between an Aldi and a Lidl, but I don't think either of them do deliveries here. This is a church. It's not going to sell me anything. I mean, it might, but nothing useful for my journey. I'd quite like the music to stop being dramatic.
Where are we going? Where's my mom?
Kamoana, your mother is still far away.
Then I need to wait for her at home. Let's go back to Haria. Scary demons are running through the village. It's too dangerous there now. But I want to see my mom. Your mom would be sad if you got hurt by a demon. Come with us, and we'll keep you safe until she comes back. Okay, I'll go with you. I wouldn't want Mom to be sad.
Right. See a shop. I'm the master of this ladder. It's so very dramatic that I'm climbing this. Hang on, why is it? Whatever. Got some precious baubles. They're my baubles now. They thought their baubles were safe. They were not. Ooh. I still have to find that bat somewhere. But, I've defeated everything else. It's gonna annoy me that I've missed that. Oh, hang on. There's a page 2. Oh, yes, the not defeated. Where's the shop? It doesn't seem like a shop at all. Fine, whatever. Damn it, I was going to buy some peppermint tea and I completely forgot. I might make myself a cup of tea though. But I really want this music to stop being all dramatic, so I'm going to get out of here. I want to get some for my nausea. Some games give me.
You're going to tell me about the demon blight and malevolence. Are you seriously thinking of breaking the Moloch taboo?
That depends.
Moloch taboo?
Are Malak and demons the same thing?
More than just the demons. You could say it's the truth behind how this world really works. The knowledge can be devastating to humans, throwing into question everything they think they know. And so the Malachim agreed to withhold it from humans, for their own protection.
Malak and demons are the same thing.
Do you still want to know?
It's not like I'm a human anymore.
I can't keep lying to myself. I can't go on unless I know the truth.
It's very talented
You
parrot.
asked for it.
It can do all their voices.
First of all, this thing, this illness you call demon blight does not exist. Any human carries the potential of becoming a demon. All it takes is for the malevolence lurking in their heart to overflow.
And what exactly is this malevolence?
Impure emotions beyond what reason can suppress. Think of it as the sin buried in men's souls.
So you knew.
I'm a witch. So malevolence is the darkness in all our hearts. Make any sense to you guys? Any at all?
When you put it like that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. Like, normal villagers turn faster than, say,
By nature, humans are
leaders.
incited by negative energy. It is easy to turn them towards impurity, creating malevolence. In fact, most people are constantly generating malevolence.
It might even be possible that demons are people's true selves, and what little reason they possess is all that keeps them in human form.
If the masses realize this, the realm would be thrown into utter chaos. That's why the Abbey propagates the lie of demon blight.
So I presume.
That can't be true! You know yourselves there weren't any demons before the opening!
It used to be that humans couldn't see demons, or Malachim. Not unless they possessed a unique spiritual talent we call resonance.
All your average human would see was someone turning extremely violent. Unable to explain what was happening, they'd just call those people possessed or feral.
Then what made people see them all of a sudden?
I don't know. My guess would be that something triggered greater resonance among all of humanity. And then, on the day of the Advent, all humans gained the ability to perceive Malachim. And in the following days, the exorcist numbers swelled.
Parrot agrees.
This has to be Artorius' doing.
You mean Rupert?
But if there's no sickness, why would an entire village turn into demons at the same time?
8-headed is the lord of the land, with 7 mouths to devour malevolence. Humans produce malevolence, which Therions consume and transmit to a Nominat. But when we removed Kamawana from the Earth Pulse point...
Clever boy. That's right. With no Therion to absorb their malevolence, the villagers could no longer contain it.
So you're saying it's all my fault?
Hey, what's going on? You all look so sad. It's scaring me.
On the other hand, at least now we know we can trust the contents of that ancient book. We tear the Therions away from their Earth Pulse points. Enominat's power will wane, and will prevent this awakening.
But if we take away the Therions, then more and more humans will turn into demons.
It's the only way to kill Artorius.
Ooh, the knives come out.
So even the truth won't stop you. Very well.
Since each Therion looks different, we'll only find them by capturing the Earth Pulse points one by one.
What separates humans and demons?
That's Eleanor.
Cheer up, Eleanor. Your mommy's looking over you too, you know. Yeah, so she is. Thank you, Kamawana.
Grimoire, I want you to tell me more about what you said earlier. About malevolence? I told you, the subject is taboo. I understand that human emotions create a poison called malevolence that turns people into demons. Is there no way to stop malevolence from being created?
Is there no
As
such...
long as humans remain human, no. Malevolence is born of emotion. you
What
see.
about
But
benevolence?
your kind must have found a way around it. Malakim experience emotions too. But Malakim do not produce malevolence, unlike humans.
That's a lie. I've watched a Moloch turn into a demon.
That only happens when we are exposed to too much external malevolence.
True. The island was full of prisoners and demons. And Melchior hit that Moloch with something that turned it into a wyvern. Was it malevolence?
To Malakim, malevolence is a powerful toxin. We seek those of purity to serve as vessels to protect us from it. It is not a perfect solution, however.
If the vessel is corrupted, the Moloch is as well.
That is correct.
So if Eleanor turns into a demon, then Laphicet... That must be what Eisen meant when he said he'd hate to see Laphicet's vessel broken.
A small crack in one's soul is often all it takes to break a person apart. So try not to pick on our squeaky clean exorcist too much,
Thanks for the warning.
Right, I think the morality magic is a tiny bit silly, but this is a JRPG. Like, why is it always just bad emotions that produce, like, there's no, like, Oh, a good example is, They're still all bad emotions. John, finish your thoughts. Warhammer. Warhammer Chaos, the 4 Chaos Gods were manifested because of specific bad events. And it was like like World War II, I think, produced the God of Rot. I've forgotten his name. Damn it! I only remember the memes because he loves everyone equally. All life is precious to him, which I love about that character. But he's definitely evil. But yeah, like, why is it just like the one emotion that produces the malevolence? There's no like, when too many confused people gather in one place, then the confused monster is produced. Confusio, you know, it's just malevolence. But hang on, let's talk. But the other thing is, like, it was like the evil in men's hearts, and it's like, I'm guessing that's just sort of a baseline like thing that comes out of humans. Not that like random villages are more evil than, say, I don't know, an army, or like people of power, like the Abbey itself, right? It's full of powerful people. You'd think they'd produce more malevolence, people who are actively propagating like actual crimes. But no, it's always random villagers that get caught. But I assume it's just like the amount of people. But even so, the game is sort of making a point of this. Anyway.
So
Oh,
I
yes.
rescued this poacher who'd run away from one of those Class 4 islands, right? She mentioned something about being hired by some chef to go hunt a rare wolf on the island. But she didn't see a single blasted critter on that island, let alone any rare wolf. Place was empty.
Then why did she run away?
Even though she never saw nothing, she kept hearing some beast howling round the island. Freaked her right out, I tell ya. When she got back to her boat, her food had been pilfered, and her ship was scratched up to hell. She got out of there as quick as she could, but her ship sunk soon as she hit open water.
Sounds like whatever's there is as smart and manipulative.
See, now the
as it
bird's
is
doing
vicious.
Rokuro's voice.
Sounds like. Later I heard some talk about how several exorcists had gotten killed on that island. If you plan on going, you'd best be very cautious.
It's wabbit hunting season. I really love a shop, especially now the music's changed. Let's see if I can find one first. This is where I found the shop before, right? No, that's just the church. Because we're going to really struggle if the game throws out something at us and I don't have the items. Oh, chest. I didn't even see what that was. Fine.
Sir, we just received a Sylph J from the boss of the Bloodwings. She has a job for us and wants us to meet her in Logres. How should we respond?
Let's do it. Besides, we need to see if that demon in the villa was actually a Therion.
Good point. And
Let the birds doing
might know
Eisen's
something about
voice.
the other Therions too. We're heading for Logres. Prepare to set sail.
Ready anytime!
So yeah, whenever we get in a conversation and everyone else doesn't appear, it very much feels like the parakeet is doing the voice. It's very talented for a parakeet. What am I doing? Where does the game actually want me to go? Is it Tabitha? Where is Tabby? Oh, Zexon. Okay. The only place I can go.
I lost my mother to a demon.
That's certainly your mother.
That girl's a Therion. I don't even know what I want anymore.
Hey, that's pretty.
You like to look at that thing, don't you?
Yes, my mother... Someone very important to me gave me this.
It's only so many times I can press that
treasure it
button.
a lot. Looking at it gives me strength. Do you want to see it?
Yeah!
What's wrong?
My face! It's scary! I don't want to look like that! I don't want my mommy to hate me! Mommy! Mommy!
When I was her age, that's just how I cried. Come, Alana. I want you to see this.
That huge owie. What happened?
It's big and ugly, isn't it? There are scary things about my body, too. But do you think I'm scary, Kamalana?
No, not at all. But are you all right? Does that hurt?
Thanks, sweetie. I'm all right, I promise.
What about me? Do you think I'm scary?
Yes.
You're such a sweetheart, Kamalana. Nobody could ever be scared of you. Not me, not your mother, not what Epi said. You don't have to cry anymore. It'll be okay. I promise.
Okay.
That scar, was it from a demon?
Yeah.
Was it a
But it
plot
attacked
scar?
my village when I was a girl.
Oh, was that demon your mother as well?
I was so hurt, I couldn't move. But my mother lured them away from me so I could survive.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
What happened to her?
The last thing she said to me was, "Stay strong and keep living."
And that you have the power of God and anime on your side.
Come to the deck. Grimoire says she's learned something from the book.
What's that, bird?
Hey, why's your face so red?
It's nothing.
Somehow, I doubt that.
It's nothing, I swear.
What? Sorry, I spoke over something then.
Do you all remember the second verse of that song Laphicet read earlier?
4 Empyreans may tear him asunder, but so long as there is one receptive to divine power, Therions shall be forever reborn in sight of the full crimson moon.
Right. That's what I've gathered you all here to
Not a
discuss.
great poem, won't lie.
And we think that passage means that Innominat and the Therions will be revived by a chosen one, right?
Yes, but the shall be forever reborn part kept bothering me. I've reconsidered my analysis. Suppose that instead of someone being chosen by Innominat to create Therions, the song means that Innominat chooses who becomes Therions. But so long as there is one receptive to divine power, Therions shall be forever reborn. What do you think that could mean?
That someone receptive to Innominat's power will be reborn as a Therion.
Like Kamoana.
Which is to say that the Abbey figured out how to turn people into Therions, and then got right to work.
That's...
Are you really that surprised? Artorias has always been one to prioritize the many over the individual, as I well know.
Another thing to consider is this wording about Therions being forever reborn. This could mean that one Therion will be reborn again and again, or it could mean that different Therions will be born to take their place.
Meaning that even if you kill one, there are more waiting in line. They can't be wiped out.
Looks like prioritizing the one over the many was the right call this time. Eh, Velvet?
I never said I wouldn't kill her, if it would prevent Innominat's reawakening. But Therions can't be killed. Not truly.
So, in a nutshell, if you kill one, another person who's receptive to Innominat's power will be reborn as one.
Right. But the song says that 7 mouths feed the body, so there's only so many around.
If you don't kill them, the next ones won't be born.
Exactly. So we remove the 7 Therions from their Earth Pulse points instead. But then, we also have to protect them so the Abbey doesn't steal them back. Or kill them.
Sounds tricky.
We've got to protect my bug, too.
Yeah, you take real good care of that thing now. Got it?
You bet I will.
In that case, we should probably work on securing a proper hideout for ourselves. You got a secret base or anything, Eisen?
It's every man's fantasy, but sadly, I don't.
We need a hard-to-find spot. One where we can guarantee a steady supply of malevolence for the Therions.
Somewhere devoid of people but full of malevolence. Real poser you got there.
With the Abbey in control of the entire continent, finding a place like that will be easier said than done. Meanwhile, Innominat's reawakening draws ever closer. We'll have to keep collecting our Therions while we search for a hideout. For now, let's just get to Logris.
We've not gone everywhere because I can see it's. Oh, I mean, there's an entire continent we've not been to yet.
Hey, old man! Give me all the water and food you got! Wait your turn, moron! I was drifting out at sea for 3 days! Almost died out there! Wait, poor you! You probably deserved it! Say that again, wise ass! I dare ya!
You deserve to die at sea.
No one's getting anything until you pay me what you owe first.
Are they gonna be okay?
Don't pay them any mind. Sailors are just a short-tempered bunch, that's all.
Huh? The hell are you doing?
What's going on?
They've jacked up the price to dock our ship here.
Oh yeah? Some real balls you've got there, buddy.
If you lot want to moor here, that's the price you're gonna pay. Look, pirates are a liability to begin with, but calling your crew infamous these days would be putting it lightly. The more wanted you are, the more it's gonna cost to hide you. Capiche?
Hard to argue there. Benwick, just pay the man what he wants.
Yes, sir. You're such pushovers. You and the captain both.
I knew I could count on you to come through.
He was repping the pirate gear before any of us.
Business with you.
Looks like I'm causing you trouble.
It comes with the job. Don't sweat it. Some sailors just have longer tempers than others.
Noted.
Make a note of that, Parrot, okay? Wolf! Nope. Okay. Let's save our game. What am I doing? I want a shop. I think there's a shop down there. I'll do the shop because the plot might move on. Not this one. The slipping is probably a good idea. Bobble! Yes, I have enough gold.
Man, I heard that the merchants in Port Renede are making a killing now that the sea gate is shut tight.
No. Nothing compared to a merchant like you.
There are people profiting from this?
What are you talking about? Anyone who wants to head to Northgan has to sail around Westgan now. And those ships need to put into Port Renede for supplies.
That is true. Still, it's only until Vortigern is repaired.
Your friends in Renede wouldn't happen to be paying off the Abbey to delay repairs, would they?
You think that'd work on the Abbey? They're not as lax as the church was.
So that's it. You're in cahoots with the church.
Hey, relax. I'm just saying, there's a lot of nasty rumors circulating about those priests.
So not everyone's been hurt by Vortigern's closure. Interesting.
There's a front and back to every coin.
Except your coin only ever turns up tails.
Do you know what I like about parakeets? It's that they have Pokemon colouring. Like other animals, you know, like tigers have stripes and all that. But there's usually, I don't know, like I guess pandas, the black and white. But I feel like there's usually a logic to where the colouring changes. Or there's a pattern or something. But like parakeets just have like these like blush circles. And I mean, presumably that's why Pikachu has them. But like, it's just funny, you know? Parakeets are neat. That was not the shop there, was it? Alright, I need to make sure I equip everyone. We're going for rarity now, and then we upgrade everything. So it doesn't matter if it makes us worse, the upgrade will eventually make us better. I think. I don't know, that's what I'm going for. It's... I wish it would tell me the new ones. Let's go for that. Oh yeah, I made them all, like, piratey ones. Damn it, I missed the cat. That's the worst weapon design I've seen in any game ever. It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't have the gems in. It's just a really weird design. Also, that pose. I'm going to move on from this as quickly as possible. Because I don't know what this is. Yeah, Super Granny is one of her titles, which, yes. Would you... Okay, now I can talk to you. Dismantle. Like, I can't... I guess I can't dismantle things at level 3 for some reason? Or is it just locked? Oh, it might be just locked. Okay, it's going to give me a lot more stuff now. Maybe I'll regret that, but... I guess it might just lock everything that they've ever worn. That would also make sense. Okay, then enhance. Oh, I didn't consider buying stuff. Oh, I'm gonna buy stuff anyway now that I think about it. Life. Oh! Yeah, that's not all my money. It is quite expensive though, so I'll just buy the 7. I should have probably done this before. Yeah, they don't sell salt or anything. I'll buy some nutmeg. Some tofu. Okay, enhance. Okay, I guess I could buy stuff just to dismantle it as well. But yeah, I try not to. I can't be bothered to think of the best way to do all that because it doesn't seem like I have to. Like I've gotten here. Alright, Parrot, we've got a conversation.
Alright, everything's all fixed up. Now to polish this ship from top to bottom.
You really throw your back into your work, don't you?
Why shouldn't I? The Von Eltia is our pride and joy, our weapon. And most importantly, our home.
I'm sure you've heard this before.
Oh, I see.
But she's one odd-looking ship.
The Von Eltia was built by the Kingdom 12 years ago, using the very best technology available. She was designed for search and seizure operations on the high seas. Apparently, her unusual design comes from an engineer who is familiar with technology from the far continent.
But on her maiden voyage, a string of mysterious accidents took the lives of the captain, then the second. And then the third.
You just don't want to use the name Phoenix in an RPG.
She was about to be scrapped when Captain
Because it guarantees you'll die, but come back later.
If the ship was bad luck, why did Ifrid want it?
Well, I'm sure part of it was that he wanted a sturdy ship, capable of reaching the far continent. But when I asked him why,
It's like calling yourself Icarus and making as a spaceship.
If you ask me. We've been chased by storms.
Like that voyage is not going to end well.
By a giant whale. You name it.
3 years ago when the first mate arrived, it all made sense. To think we'd been haunted by a Reaper the whole time.
Oh, come on. Don't go blaming the captain and the first mate for every bad thing that happens. I bet you're all just frustrated because you're forced to go where they tell you.
None of us are forced to be here. We're here because we choose to be here. And we do so fully knowing what sort of men the captain and the first mate are.
Anyone can leave the crew whenever they like. We're free pirates, each of us, here because we want to be. Some of us love adventure, some are looking to test their fate, and some are just searching for a good place to die. We're a ragtag bunch of rogues, that's for sure, but not a one of us has died carrying regret or resentment.
So we're glad to help out you and yours.
There was some good acting from that one random NPC.
They're quite the crew, aren't they?
Were all those accidents truly caused by your power?
Yeah. I've been searching far and wide for a way to lift the Reaper's curse. But when I couldn't find a single thread to follow on this continent, I turned my eyes to the other side of the ocean.
And that's why you boarded this ship.
A fine ship she is.
What?
The Von Eltia was built from 1,000-year-old wood, you know. Before I found my coin, she was my vessel. But then the accidents came.
And then Ifrid stole the ship. Did he know you were on board?
Definitely. He had pretty solid resonance going for him. Although at first, I think he assumed I was just a dour-eyed lubber worthy of little notice.
I suppose being a Reaper tends to take its toll like that.
No argument there. But still, whether they could see me or not, they didn't act any differently at all. I fought my damn curse with everything I had. And Ifrid and his crew fought right along with me. Hell, we even finally made it to the far continent.
And you didn't find anything there? To help with your curse?
I didn't even look.
But that's why you went there, isn't it?
Eventually, I just got tired of fighting back. The crew, they taught me how to feel alive. And the joy of pursuing my dreams alongside good friends.
Yeah, how was that pronounced? Kipfear. That's a good name. I'm trying to think if I've heard it anywhere else. I mean, outside of just, mythology. Why is this question mark? Oh, is it... No? Is it the ship?
Just when are we gonna be allowed free access through Vortigern? Having to go all the way around it every time is far too inconvenient. If they insist on building a big gate over the sea, the least they can do is let honest folk through it.
I get why you're upset, but maybe they just haven't been able to devote the resources to fix it after those savage demons wrecked the place. Look, those demons who attacked Helavis are still on the loose, aren't they?
Yep. Standing right here.
From what I heard, the demons who wrecked Vortigern were the same ones that killed the High Priest.
What? No way. Wait a minute. The High Priest was killed?
Yeah. The official story is that he's injured or sick or something, but I heard differently.
Then no wonder they haven't had time for Vortigern. I hope the Abbey finds those demons quick. Those monsters need to pay for what they did.
Looks like our infamy is growing by the day.
Maybe they've even put a bounty on us by now.
They keep embellishing our escapades, though. I'm honestly a little hurt they're calling us monsters.
The more they embellish, the easier it is for us to get around. Confusion and panic will only help us.
Logres. We in Logres? I'll take the route out. Yeah, like, what was I going to say? I was thinking out loud. I was thinking in my head, as opposed to out loud, which doesn't make for great commentary. I guess we're supposed to go this way.
Bloodwing butterflies operate in the Empire's shadows. Not even the Abbey knows their full scope beyond whispers and rumor. And you all have a connection to them, don't you?
Dark and interconnected is the underworld. We've heard voices in the shadows, glimpsed faces behind paper-thin masks.
The attack on High Priest Gideon. Was that at their behest?
Yeah, the Bloodwings asked us to take him out.
Why are we telling her
did it
that?
in exchange for information that could lead us to Artorias.
Information? You would assassinate a man for mere information?
Yes. Information on the shepherd who rules the world. Not a bad deal if you ask me.
We just work with them when our interests align.
Welcome back.
Nothing more.
That's the kind of thin justification I'd expect to hear from them, too.
But the Bloodwings were acting upon knowledge that the High Priest was harming the people of the city.
He was doing drugs.
You're right. The incident with the nectar was the church's failing. And it seems that the Bloodwing Butterfly Network goes further and deeper than we had thought.
They knew about the barrier at the throne, too.
And Velvet's expertise at dove mimicry.
Would you stop bringing that up? Dove mimicry? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
There was a dove near the dock checkpoint. That's all.
Huh?
Right! It was a black, full-chested dove, wasn't it? Cuckoo!
A black, full-chested dove? Is that some sort of underworld code word?
Right. I swear we had a teleport one. Oh, there it is. Logres. Can we teleport to Logres? No. No, we may not. Okay. Fine, we'll walk to Logres.
Here we are, back in Logres. It was a lot tougher to get in the first time.
More funny than tough, if you ask me.
Oh, you mean Velvet's little dove act? Coo-coo!
I'd be careful teasing her if I were you. You know how she can get.
Oh, don't act like you didn't enjoy it too. I'm sure you did, right? Good little boys don't lie to adults, you know.
I might have. Just a little.
Say it like a dove.
It was funny. Coo, coo.
Is Inominat's book so difficult? Grimoire seemed perplexed by it.
Yeah. She said it was written in ancient Avarost, a language that uses Impressionist script.
I've never heard of Impressionist script.
Each character can have many different meanings and readings, depending on the emotion it's expressing and the way it relates to the characters around it. Some modest records on its grammar and structure survive, but none that say how to read the emotion the characters express. Grimoire said that you have to recreate the writer's feelings as a sort of starting point in order to read it.
I see. And you have a talent for that sort of thing?
I guess I do.
But a script based on emotions? That's as far removed from modern language as can be.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated apparently.
How can it be completely unrelated?
After the temperance of Avarost, the entirety of human civilization vanished. The language went with it.
Much as a blooming flower loses its petals, the Avarost civilization grew too far and came to its final end. The surviving buildings and ancient tools, the likes of which our technology cannot replicate, were the beginning of that end.
In any case, it sounds like deciphering that writing will take quite a while.
Sorry, how is that like a flower? I understand their point, I'm just not sure I understand the actual metaphor. Leave me alone, birds! But they'll just die. I don't think they've improved since last time. No, I've got a bird with me. Bird, protect me from the birds. Tell them I'm cool. Or cool, I guess. We want to keep with the game's humor. Ooh, the cameraman's here.
Man, the capital sure is big.
Yeah, with historical buildings and artisans and all, there's much of interest here for a boy who loves to learn.
Uh-huh.
Sightseeing's nice and all, but don't wander off and get lost.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself.
I know, I was just saying.
You look like travelers. I have some good news for you. The restrictions on travel to the Aldina Plains are going to be lifted soon. The road's opening back up!
Yay!
So, that's the latest word on the streets?
I see what you did there.
I try to liven things up around here.
Well, ever since Lord Artorius became the Shepherd, demon attacks have gone down. The world's filled with hardships, but perhaps things are starting to go in the right direction.
Perhaps. The demons who nearly destroyed Halaves are still skipping about on the loose, though.
What?
And just the other day, a village near Salt was destroyed by the demon blight.
The bird is stirring up shit.
Doesn't mind, though.
What?
Don't worry about it. Your shepherd and the abbey are going to save the world, right?
Listening to you has kind of gotten me all nervous again. If you hear any other scary stories, let me know, please.
I've got one with fresh blood, melted bodies. Oh, maybe that tale about the demon doll that comes alive.
If you're going to waste time, we're leaving you here.
Well, that's enough of this detour then. Sorry to be such a drag.
Wait! That doll one sounded really cool!
Oh yeah, to originally get into the city, we had to pretend to be a part of a magician's troupe called Magalu's Menagerie. Which is why she had to say "coo."
What's with this crowd?
Magalu's troupe just put on a real show. Man, it was the best. Her dancing was every bit as great as
Or
I
rival witch.
Wow, the Modulu?
Surely you mean Magilu. Has my time to bask in fame finally come at long last?
No, we're talking about Majilu, not Magilu.
You know, Lulu, the famous dancer? She actually goes by the majestic Lulu, but everyone calls her Modulu.
But Lulu was the name of the cat piece of paper.
Just watching the beauty of her dance, you can't help but feel like maybe everything's gonna turn out okay in the world.
Sounds like a pretty cheerful act she has.
Cheerful? This is all a ripoff! She's just trying to pass off as Magilu's menagerie and profit from our good name!
What good name? We don't actually perform anything.
I was planning on getting started eventually, but now this con artist comes along and ruins everything!
I can't just ignore that, you know.
It's Modulu!
You did great today, Majilu. I loved it.
Thank you so much. But according to my teacher, I still have a long way to go. I'll work hard to do better next time, so I hope you'll come see me. Modulu's teacher is a dancer named Balta, whose immense talent brought him all the fame in the world. But Balta suffered a tragic injury that took him forever from the stage, and now Modulu was working hard to carry out his dream.
So Volta's important?
You're Modulu then?
Because this doesn't seem like an important conversation.
I am. My teacher and I work really hard to put on performances that'll leave a lasting impact. And I refuse to let anyone call me a phony.
Oh? And how do you propose to stop me? Taking it to the stage and seeing which one of us can better hold a crowd?
Yes, that's just what I was hoping for.
Lulu, don't go around picking petty fights.
But sir, this woman, she...
You should know better. If you have the energy to spare spitting vitriol at people, you should refocus that anger into moving your body.
It's time for interpretive dance.
If you need to express yourself, do it on the stage.
Hey?
Yes, sir. You're right. Teacher, is the pain acting up again?
Where's this going?
Matter. What does pain compare to losing the ability to dance? Anyway, what matters is how you're holding up.
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Then let's head back and practice some more.
Right, I'm starting to feel a little out of place as pirates now. Thinking I might change.
He does. But keep in mind that Balta recognized her talent at a young age. He even adopted her so he could pass on everything he knew. He might be strict, but only because he believes in her.
You sure know an awful lot about them.
I'm sort of a fan of theirs, you could say.
A teacher and his student, chasing after the same dream. What a sweet little story they have. That's why I think it's high time for Magilou's Menagerie to put on a show. And for our act, we'll be a comedy duo.
Comedy? Where'd you get that idea?
You heard me propose a challenge to little Magilou, right? But not one of you knows a single acrobatic trick.
Sorry. Don't apologize. You couldn't have seen this coming.
Well, you could act like you feel a little bad at least. Now, normally I'd make you guys do something flashy like jump through a ring of fire, but I'll be magnanimous and let you do comedy instead. With comedy, I can take control of the stage and keep things lively. I can feed you the audience on a platter.
But going on the same stage as Magilou, it's too much to handle.
Oh, I can't wait to take her down a peg or two.
I'm out. I don't even know why you're bothering. It's hopeless.
It's not hopeless. Plus, if we do well, we'll be raking in the dough. What better opportunity do we have to get started than now? After all, people will come thinking we're Magilou's troupe.
You're sure eager to profit off of her good name.
That's exactly the material I want. Keep throwing out such zingers and the audience will be in stitches.
I'm not sure I follow, but okay.
The only thing getting thrown out is gonna be you.
You know, I think you could pull off being the straight man in our act.
What? Keep your compliments to yourself.
This plan might sound dumb, but more money never hurts.
Eisen, not you too.
Then it's settled. Now we just need to book ourselves a few gigs. I've got an in with all the stage directors in town. For now, I think everyone should pair up so we can figure out just what sort of comedy chops you all have. Everybody?
Even me?
Certainly. Each one of you is a part of Magilou's Menagerie, after all. I'm not so sure about this.
Is there still a small alien child of us? Go, like, I'm doing this. Oh, or was that an exclamation mark? There might have just been an exclamation mark. I'm going to change our clothing, I think. And let's, how do I do it again? We have these. No, not summer break. No, because for some reason only 3 of them get those, not those. No, for some reason only those 2 get them. Legacies. Oh, Menagerie. Hang on. Okay, no, it's got to be Menagerie, right? That makes sense. No, but only 3 of them gets it. Why do only 3 of them get it? Alright, it made sense as well. But then I have to... Okay. The at your service. There we go. Makes sense. That's also terrifying. Oh, we don't have the rest of the thing. But yeah, that's a Norman as well. Kind of like I had, to be honest. But there's probably up. Like the tiny hat. I'm very tempted to have the tiny hat. Oh, hang on. That's clearly what the hat's for, actually. I should have read what went with each. Okay, we'll figure this out later. Yeah, that kind of looks right. Oh no, not the bangs! Okay, we'll put the bangs back on, it's fine. Don't panic, John. What's this? Oh, but the... Oh, because of the cutscene? I guess. I like how somehow all the other haircuts seem a little bit less silly than the original pigtails. But yeah, we'll get the bangs back. Vitally important. Though she's presumably going to have a little hat as well. Is this the little hat? No, that's... It's got blue. Where's the... Ah, there it is. Okay, and then we have the bangs. Or fringe, as we call it in this country. Oh, we should have had the Viking helmet. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess you'd need to clip them on. Double hat! Okay, I won't double hat. Where's the bangs? I swear... Hang on. Why did we take them off? Yeah! It still works. Or we can have shades. I think I'll go with the... Go with the bangs. Okay. Menagerie. That's gaudy as fuck, but as is that. It's very anime. But is the Bienfu card silk hat? Yes, that makes sense. Ah, I'm going to miss this costume. I ought to have the confidence to wear this. Servant Star. There's those shades. That's very anime. He's at risk of looking not silly enough. There we go. Why do you have to be a chef? Okay, I'm assuming this is where the chef... I don't want him looking like a chef. Oh, you're going to look out of place. Road crew. Let's see if there's something else for road crew. This happened before, which... When I didn't want Magalu to be wearing the pirate costume straight away. Right. Items, John. Items, John. Fine. Summer break. Hang on, is that just going to be a swimsuit? Yes, but... No, it doesn't go with the set. That's what I was worried about. He might just have to be a chef. Why would a magic troupe have a chef? I mean, I guess, but... Because anime, yes. Says it all really, doesn't it? I might just go with the chef. Oh, he does get a giant chef's knife. You know what? That might have sold it. Oh, he's hairstyle. Fine, give him the chef hat. Means he can't have the chef's hat. There we go. Yeah. I just don't like the drape. I like the shoes. I might have to unlock the uniforms just to get everyone more glasses. Let's give him a cyborg guy. Why not? Alright, we are now ready to do some magic. I do love the tiny hats.
Whenever I hear Magilu's name, I can't help but think of Magilanica. Magilanica? Who's that?
Oh, she's just a girl who worked as part of the freak show. Talked to spirits nobody else could see.
That's her, all right. She had many mysterious powers, like moving things without touching them. And
oh yes, I haven't seen that yet.
Lost objects. For a time, people called her the Little Witch. She was pretty popular.
I'll watch that after the stream.
The troop took in plenty of cash, or so I hear.
Yeah, but eventually they took it too far, and the kingdom tried them for heresy. I hear Magilanica was subjected to really brutal torture.
True fact. Everyone knows this story.
Well, I've never heard it.
That's not too surprising. It all took place when I was a young woman myself.
Remind me, Magilu. How old are you again?
What? How old would you say I am?
Well, from your reaction, I can at least tell you're not my age.
No. Yes, being a little bit exposed, but I'll get used to it. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? We've got to find Tabby, okay. She's not out there then. Thank you. Save my game. Oh, more exclamation marks. I'm gonna briefly check to see if there's any over here. No, there aren't. Cool.
When will the High Priest return to us?
Keep this between
us.
Oh,
I gotta get my parrot back.
Gideon was killed by demons.
Surely that's not true.
It most certainly is true. Hey, shh! They'll hear you.
I know someone who works in the palace, and he said the demon was a girl with the head of a wolf and the body of a gorilla.
But how could a demon have gotten into the palace?
Apparently, there was a power struggle among the higher-ups, and Gideon's enemies snuck the demon into his villa. They say that's why people sometimes heard terrifying screams coming from the place.
Oh, is the demon still there?
No idea. Rumor says she escaped, but I wouldn't worry.
There's no way she'd stick around here.
That's what you think. She's right here, so you'd better watch out.
Stop messing around already.
Alright, sorry, I committed a massive faux pas and completely forgot to keep the parakeet. How do we have a Panama hat? Does Panama exist in this world? There we go. Let's bring the parrot back. It's going to float several inches off my shoulder, but that's because it's an especially confident parrot. I don't know if I like the hair. I have bigger hair. It does sort of cover up for the bird as well. But that's got a different colour in it. It's just hair, John. It's just hair. Don't dwell. Why do the boots have gold? Oh no, she's got the gold on the thing as well. There is that colour. Fine, I'll just keep with the magician hair. It's fine. I know I just said I'd do that, but I changed my mind. No. There's just... is there haircuts? I mean, these will have haircuts, but I don't want to unlock everything, because it's nice to see some of them later. Two wings, no. Front bangs. Okay. So if we take very short hair and rear hairstyle sets. And short bob, just in case. So, a very short or short bob. And then... but we won't have space! No! We'd have to get rid of the parrot. Does everyone... Okay, someone else can have the parrot. No glasses, John. No. Oh, they're a different colour. Why would you introduce heads that's different colours? I think that's the game. Yeah, that's the universe telling me that I definitely need to have the parrot. Okay. Short bob. It doesn't feel right, does it? Fine. Just keep with this. It's fine. We got the parrot. All is right with the world. Yeah, I gotta get out of it, otherwise I'll be here forever. Oh, did it just introduce... Oh, damn it. I kind of want it because it's gonna... I just improved all my weapons. You know what? I'll buy them, but I don't need to equip them yet. I was somewhat amused by the fact that cute shoes was just the name of a random item you can wear. Not like a fashion item either, just like, hey, you can just wear some cute shoes, it's nice. I used to play lots of wrestling games, but I can tell you by far I spent the most time just designing new people. And then I just used to put them in Royal Rumbles.
The nights are so cold of late. It's gotten harder to get flamestone, too.
I hear the port at Helavis is at a near standstill. No matter how much flamestone they mine from Mount Killerhouse, they can't get it shipped out. I'm sure the Abbey is aware of the situation. It's not just us who are suffering. We have to endure.
Times like these is when we need to practice Lord Artorius' teachings. The many outweigh the individual.
Exactly. I'm sure Lord Artorius will think of us soon and send aid.
He doesn't give a damn about any of you.
How dare you!
The many outweigh the individual, right? Artorius wants to save humanity as a whole. Your individual troubles aren't important to him.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Aren't we part of the whole he wants to save?
What happy fools.
Sorry about that. She didn't get to see his speech, so she's been taking it out on everyone around her.
Really? What a troublesome kid.
But really, that speech was incredible.
Who's secretly a goblin, sir? I don't know why I actually spoke to him. Right, let's do the plot. Go computer games.
Eleanor, I need you to wait outside. The boss of the Bloodwings knows an exorcist is with us, but...
Say no more. I'm sure they have clients who wouldn't appreciate their faces being known to the Abbey.
Correct. Laphicet, you stay with Eleanor.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
My thanks for coming all this way. It's been a while. Would you care for a peach pie?
What do you want?
Oh, it would do you good to unwind every now and again, you know. Stretch a bow too far and its string is bound to snap.
What do you want?
I would like you to escort this person out of the capital.
They've got a bird as well. Their bird is slightly cooler than mine.
Something smells about this. Literally.
Is it the bird?
Where am I taking them?
Somewhere the authorities can't reach them.
Sounds nice. I could do with such a place myself.
No joke. We've been looking for a place to lay low, but we haven't had any luck yet.
Well, come to think of it, I've heard a rumor that it's been a while since the Abbey has had any contact from Titania.
Prison Island.
Titania? But I thought the Abbey was in direct control of that place. Has the situation there gotten that bad since you left?
Sometimes the answer is right under your nose. I think it might work.
Yeah, could make a decent hideout, actually. The Therions could definitely get their fill of malevolence there.
And the Abbey is far too goody-goody to imagine an escaped prisoner would ever return to her prison by her own free will.
At the very least, I'd say it's worth checking out.
I take it our intel has proven useful.
It has. But before we go, have you heard anything about the Abbey harboring demons?
I'm aware there was a demon in the villa, and that it has been relocated.
Where?
Bird agrees.
I can't say right this moment, but I'm sure we will find out shortly.
One of the burbs agrees.
All right. Then in exchange for this passenger's safety, I want more information on that demon.
You've got a deal. Eisen, I heard about your confrontation with Melchior. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you find him.
Yeah, you really blew that one, Toots.
It's fine. What's done is done.
Have you given up on finding Eifried?
No, I haven't. The crew and I will do whatever we can to quash the Abbey's plans. We do them enough damage, and the Abbey ought to start thinking about putting their hostage to good use. They'll set him up as a trap for us, and that's when we'll steal him back.
Attacking the Abbey to create an opening for his escape.
Clever.
It's what Eifried would do. That's all.
Sorry, I spent some of that cutscene going, I want to change these costumes.
They're taking a while.
Yeah.
The Shepherd has a special mission for you. You are to protect the Malak Laphicet and bring him to the Logres Abbey headquarters.
What's wrong?
Hey, you want to take a walk around the capital for a bit? I can show you some of the sights.
But,
You can't trust me. I understand.
No, it's not that. I promise. I'd love to go sightseeing with you, Eleanor.
Luffy said. Well, we'll do it another time, okay?
Why?
It's just, you know, Velvet would get mad at us.
Get mad about what?
Ah, you're done. And who is this?
A VIP entrusted to us by the head of the Bloodwings. We're stowing them away on Titania where the bad guys can't get at them.
The prison island? Just who is this person?
Didn't ask.
What?
Hey, something smells nice.
Huh?
Stop sniffing things. We're leaving.
What does that mean? Who's our mysterious benefactor? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna make some subtle adjustments. Very much wish I could give her some trousers. Don't think that's an option, I'm afraid. Like the same costume, but with a pair of trousers would be great. Everyone else gets trousers. Okay, he needs to be slightly less silly. There's, Let's give him an anime haircut. A halo. Just weird. Oh, that's even worse. Who's the parrot for? Okay, we'll keep with that for the time being. It's slightly less silly. I want to change her hair. I actually... I'd quite like that, but without the ponytail. The pigtails, whatever that's called. To have the hair being completely gone seems... you know what? I like the pirate hair. I might keep the pirate hair. I'm going to keep the pirate hair. Okay. Maybe you should have the parrot. No, the parrot's not going to fit. I just know. No, it doesn't. Okay, did I want to make any more changes? No, I'm not going to dwell too much. We're definitely not dwelling. No dwelling is going on. There's no way to get some trousers. Okay, we'll just continue playing the game.
I can't believe you take a job without bothering to ask who you're escorting or why.
The less you know, the less trouble you invite.
Who is that caped man?
I do not know, but his hawk seemed extraordinarily well trained.
Trained to hunt, maybe?
I'd imagine. It takes a great deal of time and money to train a bird like that. What is it?
I smell something nice.
Indeed. The scent is somehow familiar. It can't be.
What are you two sniffing at?
Aha! They're bloodhounds on the hunt!
But we're talking about hawks hunting, aren't we?
Come again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse my poor manners.
Where are we going? We have to do that side quest, don't we? Alright, let's teleport. No, what? Where are we? Oh, I've just accidentally used that. Welcome back. I made a couple of adjustments. I'm afraid I've made him look slightly less silly. I've given him an anime haircut and a halo, and I've changed her hair because the pigtails is a bit much. And sadly, there's no just button that says, "Can she have some trousers?" The same costume but with trousers. But that's all. That's all the adjustments I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make no more adjustments. I mean, not in this stream.
Could you fit my comedy act into tonight's show? I'm still breaking in my new partner, but I can carry the act. I'd appreciate you squeezing us in.
For you, Maggie dear, I'll do it as a personal favor, but you get 200 flat. No expenses, no per diem.
Oh, come on, don't be so stingy.
It gets worse. Our headliner is doubling up after, and the opener flubbed their lines and lost us minutes.
Playing deuce for a cold house? Well, all right, them's the breaks.
What the hell are you even saying?
I'm saying we're going on, and you are my straight man.
What? You're serious?
I'll take care of the actual funny bits. Just act like you always do and we'll be fine. Bonus points if you toss the men in the audience a glare of contempt every now and then. Just trust me.
Oh, hold on. This is all happening so fast. I'm not sure I'm ready for...
You'd better get ready, because the curtain's going up.
This parrot's pushy.
Hi there! We're Moggy and Val, your lovely comedians for today! Magicazam! We're still new to the comedy business, but we'll do our best to give you a memorable show. Now, I'm Moggy, the bright, beaming one in the pair, while my moody little partner here is... Hey, what's wrong, Val? Everything okay? You need to put some energy into this, or we're in trouble. Come on! If you've got one redeeming feature, it's your moxie.
That might be, but this is different.
I can see you're going through something right now. All right, let's take a deep breath together. Excuse us for just one moment. Velvet, what are you doing? We're losing the audience.
I can't help it. I've never talked in front of such a big crowd before.
Wait, don't tell me you've got stage fright?
So what if I do?
That's so unlike you. Just pretend that you're fighting some nasty exorcist and give it some gusto.
Easy for you to say. I'm embarrassed out here.
Don't be such a girl.
I am a girl.
That's it. Just do that, but project your voice.
I can't, and I don't want to.
You're a comedian, you have to. Where's your passion for your newfound art?
I'm not one, and I've never had any.
No, I can see it within you, deep down, the burning passion of a true artist at heart.
I've had enough! I can't do this with you!
Sorry, folks, show's over.
Well, you've certainly shown me something new. A comedy team that just stands on stage whispering to each other.
We're going for a brand new comedic style. So, what did you think?
Don't quit your day job.
That's what I thought.
Ah, now she plays the straight man.
Da 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 da. That side quest had a thing, like a literal, like a thing that told me to go to a place. Vesta tunnels. I don't think I can teleport there. Although, no. What's the actual quest I'm going on? I want to go to Titania? That's the prison island. I mean, presumably I can take any boat? Yeah, we just confused some pub goers.
This is bullcrap. You're gouging us just because you can.
Well, if you want to pay less, maybe you should go find someone more generous. Hmm?
Looks like they're at it again.
Oh, the demon blight.
Huh? What's happening? Benwick, snap out of it!
At least some people got to see a comedy show before they died.
I was haggling for supplies, and...
Tell you what, I'll give you a fair price. Actually, just take what you need. We should all endeavor to help contribute to the common good of humanity, rather than selfishly pursue wanton profit.
What? Are you sure?
No. Wait. What was I saying?
You felt that too, didn't you, kiddo?
Yeah, it disappeared, but I felt a strong force coming from somewhere to the north.
Yes.
It's called a domain. A Moloch zone of influence.
Wait, if it's north of here, then...
The Empyrean's throne?
Did that happen because of something Innominat and Artorias did?
I don't know.
I've got a bad feeling about this. We should get far away from here, and quickly.
Yeah, we really should have asked who...
So, the suppression.
Who we were taking with us. Ah, probably no one important. Hello, Beds.
Well, that was certainly off-putting. But our job with Tabitha comes first.
You sound just like a person I know.
True enough.
True that. Okay, I think I used the teleport when I really didn't need to use the teleport. What time is it? Okay, about 20 minutes. They're not going to change game, I think.
All right. We're safely on the rolling waves. Don't you think it's time you showed us your face, mystery monk?
You're right. My apologies.
It's Bienfu! Somehow.
I knew it! Prince Percival!
Percival Ilmid Asgard. Crowned prince and heir to the throne of the Midgand Kingdom.
So he's next in line, is he?
It looks like someone already had me figured out.
Yes, Your Highness. I could tell from your fragrant wood scent, as only the royal family may wear it.
Okay, why did you put that down like a clue when it meant nothing to me?
Why?
Must I explain myself to gain your aid? I myself could ask what an exorcist is doing consorting with
Percival is... We need a prince name.
I don't...
Sir, produce a list. Yeah, just the top one.
On this ship, you're here for us to use to our advantage.
Treat me as you will. It's not like I can ever go back.
For a fellow born with silver spoons spewing out of his mouth, Princi Poo's rather laid back.
Prince Percival is an upstanding man, renowned for both his intelligence and his fair, just demeanor. It's widely believed that with him on the throne, Midgand's prosperity will continue and...
Look, I played dumb earlier, but I smelled that scent too. He wore it for us to notice. He wanted us to know just what sort of position he held, and how useful he could be to us.
He surprised me, at least.
Do you think we're being led into another trap?
We definitely can't take that possibility off the table.
When the time comes, he'll make a good hostage, if nothing else.
Not if the ones we face are after his life too.
For now, let's just make sure we keep an eye on him.
The prince. He said he couldn't go back.
I wonder why.
I'm gonna need to pause it for 5 minutes. If it lets me. It might not let me. Oh yeah, we've got a crew of people.
The island's a prison. It's like a secret fort or something.
Weirdly quiet, though.
Yeah, I don't see a single exorcist on watch.
Let's scope out the inside.
It's like she told the bird that. Alright, cool. I'll be right back. I'll be like a minute or so. Maybe I'll make a cup of tea. It's only midnight. I stay up way later. Right. I mean, arguably, I could have waited 10 minutes and just ended the stream. But, yes, it's actually really... I used to have a more expensive mouse because I like the gaudy colours, but this is actually quite cheap, this one. It's got a lot of, like... You can't see it, but, like, each hole is, like, a divot, and so, like, dust collects in every one, and it drives me insane. Had I been thinking, I would have, like, got some glue or something and just filled in the holes, which I don't understand why they didn't do in the first place. But this is definitely a knockoff mouse. My keyboard, however, I got for my birthday. I bought it myself. This is genuinely quite an expensive keyboard, because I wanted an expensive mechanical one for once for programming. But yeah, I can't remember why, but like if you go on Amazon and you want all the colours, and I want all the colours, you can get them cheap Chinese ones. But yeah, the keyboard's expensive, and it's, you know, I can definitely. The only problem with the keyboard is, like, my PC doesn't have enough power for it, and so just every 15 minutes my computer goes bloop bloop bloop, and it just loses power for a brief second for that keyboard, which, like, doesn't affect anything apart from I can change the colour, and it can do lots of cool stuff in case I ever wanted that to do that, which I like to do. I like to change mode. My PC does this as well. I think it's really funny that, like, one of the weird, like, PC stereotypes is, like, RGB. Is this one? Oh yeah, this one does sparkles like the stars. And this one you can create little waves. And this one remembers dots. Anyway, the problem is that when it powers out, it resets it to the normal function. So I can't just have it be one forever, which I'd really like. So I just have to remember which one it was. So I like it, you know, I like having it bright red. But yeah, they have to put them in to justify the price. The actual real price is because it's a mechanically sound keyboard, which I wanted for my programming. That's how I justify it anyway. Because I've never ever bought an expensive keyboard before. Before that, I had a let's move this down. I had it was like a flowery keyboard. Because for some reason they always offer you skulls and flowers, and I'm like, I don't want skulls on my stuff. I'll just take the flowers. It's fine. It was like a normal keyboard, but it was wireless and had a pattern on. And then, but like that's just gotten like 40 quid. And like, if I'm going to spend loads of money, I might as well get an actual decent keyboard, not just one that has a nice pattern on it. Anyway, I spilled some drink on the old one, which is why I needed to get a new one. And I need one that has a pause button on it. I refuse to buy a keyboard unless it has volume controls and a pause button, because it's just, they're too... Although nowadays I have a pause button on right here on this headset. Ooh! Oh yeah, I forgot to say, SteelSeries, who make this headset, raided. Did they raid? They hosted me once while I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and they raided me with 70 people. That dwindled down to about 30 people, which I managed to pass to my brother as well. But yeah, I was like, oh, people! I'm not used to having people around. That's in my game, which is something I could have done. And unfortunately, because it's always really late at night whenever people raid me, so I was like, I pushed the stream for another 2 hours, and then I had to let them pass on.
An exorcist.
Are you alright?
Well, you're not lots of people, though. As far as I know. Unless your name is Legion.
She's dead. The Headless Knight is back?
Well, that's not a Headless Knight.
Think this is the demon that attacked her?
Another prison riot?
Kurogane, Dial. You two protect Kamoana and the prince.
Understood.
Why did we bring those with us? Oh, we've not had a fight in our troop suits yet. Oh, we won.
I did good, didn't I?
So did the Abbey actually fail to quell the riot?
I find that hard to believe. The prison was heavily staffed with exorcists.
Perhaps it was venomization.
Venomization?
A dark ritual, forcing demons to eat each other in order to produce ever stronger demons.
So the demons devoured each other, creating a demon too powerful for the exorcists to control?
I imagine the riot didn't help.
Now whose fault could that have been, I wonder?
Whatever happened doesn't matter to us now. We need to focus on how to take this place for ourselves.
That exorcist from before said something about a headless knight, right?
That one's probably the leader.
Then we hunt it down and destroy it.
Until we capture the island, let's use this room for our staging ground. I'll leave the prince and Kamoana to you two. Eliminate any enemies who come in.
Understood.
Don't expect much from me, but all right.
Kamoana, if anything happens, call for me and I'll come running to protect you, okay?
Okay, you stay safe too, Eleanor.
I like that we've been
Let's
collecting
go.
people. Like, I complain about little things in this game all the time. And that's because I have fun doing that. If I hated the game, I wouldn't play it. But although it's actually quite difficult for me to abandon a game. But I have. It does occasionally happen. Wonder where I'm going. Yeah, I wish our coat was less puffy as well, and that we had a pair of trousers. I think I'm going the wrong way.
I don't think we have a chance.
I'm nervous about this. Yeah, that doesn't... Maybe I wasn't supposed to come here yet? I'm sort of amused that a witch is a sort of weird furry creature. Yeah, I'm gonna... Ooh. I did play some Genshin Impact, but I didn't have the time to put into it to actually get people. I seem to remember I had like 4 people, you know, like from they give you a bunch of cash in the beginning, and I used all of that instantly. It was before I started streaming it. No, I think it was... Okay.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain.
The problem is that I can never... Because I've played it from the... If I ever streamed it, I'd be missing the start, and I, you know, I wouldn't want to be missing content. And also, nobody's going to watch me play that game, because everyone plays it, it's free. I mean, he might win by himself. I'm gonna load my game regardless. Also, yeah, I spend too much time playing other games. Like I'm behind in a lot of things I want to achieve. Not least. Okay, I don't have the Final Fantasy buttons. There we go. Load data. Let's not go in that room again. We are gonna have to see a conversation again. Okay, but we can skip this. Oh, damn it! I mean, but yeah, but we beat this like instantly, didn't we?
Stay sharp. This one must have survived the riot.
Yeah, we did.
I did good, didn't I?
So did.
This song's very aggressive. Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Right. Yeah, it worries me again that she said, "Ooh, that's a big one," to imply these enemies are more dangerous than you're used to. Okay, but we...
I had no problems here.
I mean, I did, but good for you.
This island reeks with malevolence.
I imagine it's emanating from all the big old demons roaming about.
Wait, so demons produce malevolence as well? That's a design right there. Oh, it's turtles.
Hey, it's you again.
I'm so busy. I'm so busy I can't even notice what's going on around me.
You're not fooling anybody. Why bother?
I was hoping to not have to deal with yous guys. Whenever I run into yous, I always lose so much monies.
Because Velvet always forces unreasonable demands on you?
Oh, Miss Exorcist! Your concern warms my little turtle's heart.
I'm not forcing anything. I just think he's trying to take advantage of us by fixing his prices well above market rate.
Price fixing? As in deliberately marking up items so as to take advantage of the less fortunate? I was under the impression that the Abbey strictly forbade such unscrupulous business tactics.
Ah! Perish the thought, Miss. Our accounting is always above board. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. No matter whens and no matter wheres, you can get whatever you needs for the same fair price.
That's good to hear. Eleanor, give the nice turtles that smile he so desires.
I'm sure running a business is hard work. Hang in there.
Much obliged.
I bought some weapons recently, didn't I? Q-Chews. Well, these Q-Chews are better than these Q-Chews. But are they better than these ones? Nutmeg! Didn't really need anything, but you know what we do? A few of us have some new weapons. Rarity 8. Well, they actually are better as well. Cool. It's worse. Oh, damn it, it's worse. I don't want to use the gradient doll. It looks awful. I want to use this chocolate bar thing. Dang it. No, I'm not going to change the weapon because it's gaudy. That would be... Oh, that's cool. These were plot daggers. Like... but that attack is higher. And it's nice seeing new stuff. I won't throw away the plot daggers though. That makes it worse though. But I might be able to improve it. I can't bother to do this now. Also, I think I'm pretty much out of time. I think I'll be starting another stream, but I'm gonna end this one because I've been doing this stream for 5 hours now. Also, I'm not sure where to go. B2. Are we on B2? Hang on. I worry that I'm about to run into a fight that's going to kill me. Oh yeah, I remember you. You just didn't look see-through before. Oh, I'm running away from you. Might have to run back to the save point though. I was trying to get a easy fight, but it didn't give me the easy fight. Oh, I can't move. Yeah, I'll run back. Oh, this fight goes there. You're not gargoyles, they're just succubi. I can see through your disguise. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about these fights, especially considering how much effort this particular one is taking. I'm imagining the meeting, because obviously RPGs palette swap monsters all the time, but like the meeting where they went, hey, I don't think we need to make gargoyles. I think we can just paint these succubuses brown.
That's the end for you.
Make them look rocky. And it's like, yeah, okay. No, actually, they probably went, ha ha, like that. Should we change their voice? No. Open the door quickly. Right, yes, I'm going to save the game. Let you go. I don't know, the existence of turtles feels like I should go this way, but... It's a mesmerizing dance. Yeah. What am I going to play next? I mean, it's only 1 AM. I could stay up till 3 or... Ooh. Oh, get up. I mean, it's Friday night. So I might do Final Fantasy 13. I went the wrong way, didn't I? I wanted to, Hang on. But whatever I do, I'm ending the stream and starting a new one anyway, because I download these videos, and they're useful not being 100 gigs big. Anyway, yes. Thank you very much for watching this. I've been the John Shutt. I've been having a Tales of Berseria adventure. And I'll see you... Well, I mean, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, but for you archaeologists, on the next episode. Until then, I pressed the wrong button. Farewell.